Family, the track we're about to interact with right now was brought to my attention via a donation from one of our subscribers. Now, if you want to recommend a song, the link to the PayPal is going to be in the description below because, of course, YouTube yanks 30% of super chats. Guys, I appreciate, as always, your open, curious attention. Back to the video. Family, what's happening? You know, I'm becoming more of a fan of the spring, I think. You know, I wasn't never a really big spring fan. In which I know is weird. I was like, people love this season. I was a big like fall and winter fan. I don't know why. I love the winter. I love when it's cold and quiet and and cold and quiet. And cold. I hate when it's like super hot. Summer is not my thing. I'm not a big fan of like smoldering heat. But regardless, it was a beautiful day today. You know, I was almost thinking about walking my daughter to school. Like she lives like a mile. We live a mile away from her school. So, I mean, it's a good time to walk though. And I think maybe tomorrow or even maybe today when I pick her up from school, I'm going to, just walk back because it's beautiful. Everything is flowering. Look, I did a reaction to Justin Timberlake and Chris Stapleton performing together, and that was wild. That was off the chain. And a couple people in the comments said, look, you have to interact with one Brad Paisley, specifically the song, it's just named Alcohol. So, without any further ado, please talk about it, sir. Yo, one of my first interactions with Brad Paisley, before this starts off, right, he did a free concert at the Air Force Academy when I was in Colorado Springs. And, you just get there and it's like the parking lot is packed out. There's like people everywhere. And like, what's going on? And I was like, oh, Brad Paisley's here and he's doing a free concert. Everyone can come. And it was like fire, bro. And he's apparently one of the legends on the guitar. I mean, like, he doesn't necessarily show it all the time. Oh, but he's one of those guys. He's up there with who was it? Heart of Life is Good. That guy, John Mayer. Yeah. So apparently he's up there on the guitar skills.
I can make anybody pretty. I can make you believe any lie. I can make you pick a fight with somebody twice your size.
So he's starting as a riddle. Which happens with a lot of music. It's like country music is goated for this reason. It's like the greatest storytellers. Don't talk to me, please. Don't talk to me. I'm not willing to hear it at this juncture. The greatest storytellers are rappers and country musicians. Point blank, period. The storytelling with country music is goated. You know what I'm saying? And I think hip hop, even though hip hop is a far younger art form, they've taken and expanded on that storytelling technique. But he's starting with a riddle. He's like, this is who I am. Can you make a guess? Right?
Well, I've been known to cause a few breakups.
Right.
And I've been known to cause a few births. Well, I can make you new friends or get you fired from work.
Right.
And since the day I left Milwaukee, Lynchburg and Bordeaux friends, been making the bars lots of big money.
There it is.
And helping white people dance.
There it is.
I got you in trouble in high school.
Facts.
But college now, that was a ball. You had some
Listen. Hang on. Wait a second, right? He says, I've been making the bars lots of big money and helping white people dance. He says, I can help you with all these things. I can make an ugly person pretty. This is from the perspective of alcohol. He's speaking as if he is alcohol. So don't necessarily trust what he's saying when he says he can accomplish these things. The ugly person doesn't become pretty. You're not really dancing as well as you think you are. You've just got the confidence to continue. Christ. we'll allow it. We'll allow it. You know, the court, you know, the jury, should we allow this?
Now that was a ball.
Right.
You had some of the best times you'll never remember with me. Alcohol. Alcohol.
He says some of the best and the worst times you'll never remember with me. But you know what's conveniently left out? The hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of deaths. Those things you remember. Dead relatives, dead family members, dead friends. But listen, he's not speaking from the perspective of Brad Paisley. He's speaking from the perspective of alcohol. Those of us who have the tendency and temptation to overindulge. The alcohol is saying to you, hey, you know, let's compartmentalize or background all of the negative stuff, right? Yeah, there's going to be some bad things and some good things. The best and the worst times you'll never remember, right? Just indulge. Go for it, right? I appreciate it. I'm going to continue to let him cook.
I got blamed at your wedding reception for your best man's embarrassing speech.
Listen, I've done a lot of best man speech. I've been a best man a couple of times, and I am not. Listen, this is not the end of the reception. You know, if you're already trashed, right, during the best man speech, you know, come on, you know, hold it together. Let's have a professional evening.
And also for those naked pictures of you at the beach. I've influenced kings and world leaders.
Wow.
I helped Hemingway write like he did. And I'll bet you a drink.
Yo, he should do another track about drugs. Crack cocaine. Methamphetamine. What is it, you know? Because, you know, a lot of musicians, for instance, were really high on drugs. Yeah. You know, I don't know, has alcohol really been, I know, we cover a lot of Metallica, Megadeth. Alcohol played a very, very big role in their earlier music. And so you listen, I haven't heard one lie yet. I have not heard him tell one lie. Continue to cook. Go back a couple bars, let him cook. Please cook, sir.
And world leaders. I helped Hemingway write like he did. I'll bet you a drink or two that I can make you put that lampshade on your head. 'Cause since the day I left Milwaukee.
You gotta love Brad Paisley for the lyricism, though. This is what I'm talking about when it comes to these lyricists out here. Because he's like, look, kings and world leaders and Ernest Hemingway, and right? And I'll make you put the lampshade on your head. So don't think that you're one of those guys, right? It's one of the reasons that alcohol is called spirits. You don't necessarily know what spirit is going to be visiting you. Are you going to be inspired? Is this altered state going to, open you up to hidden potentials and possibilities? Or is it just going to make you a big idiot? That has a hangover the next morning, He covers this very wide spectrum of possibilities. It's going to get dark, and it's going to be funny, too. And he conveniently leaves out the tragedy because he's speaking from the perspective of the toxin itself.
Since the day I left Milwaukee.
This man can sing, though. Props.
Lynchburg and Bordeaux, France. I've been making a fool out of folks just like you, and helping white people dance.
He said, I've been making a fool out of folks just like you, right? Don't think you're above it. Oh, but for the grace of God, there go I. You don't look down on the alcoholics. You don't look down on the, right? It's like, we are all this same big human organism, right? Don't think that you're above it. And so I like that little warning is in there.
It's like you and helping white people dance. I am medicine and I am poison.
There it is. There it is.
I can help you up or make you fall. You had some of the best times you'll never remember with me. Alcohol.
Look, he did say the word poison, at least, right? He says, I am medicine and I am poison. Poison is toxicity. So, I mean, at least he's giving, he's tipping his hat to this, like, look, salute to all of the hundreds of thousands who died. I'm at least going to mention that in the song, because it's the big elephant in the room, because this is a happy song, Respect.
Yeah, since the day I left Milwaukee, Lynchburg, Bordeaux, France, been making the bars lots of big money. Helping white people.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I got you in trouble in high school, in college now.
Look at the lampshade head. Lampshade head is still there. And he's standing next to an African in full African garb. I wonder, did they actually interview any of these people? Are they actually sloshed? Because I bet you if Brad Paisley's like, hey, be an extra in this thing about alcohol and, bring a glass if you want to. Like, where are these people?
That was a ball. You had some of the best times you'll never remember with me.
Yo. Damn. Was that song dark? It's almost like when Gorillaz did Feel Good Inc. or when Outkast did, Hey Ya. Hey ya, hey ya. It's a dark song that's kind of, upbeat, but it's like, And maybe it's just for me, you know what I'm saying? It's like, my father-in-law passed away from alcohol-related illness. And I've had, friends die as a result of, alcohol poisoning, alcohol-related, And so for me, I guess it takes it takes a darker air to where I was like, listening to that song, it's like, it's interesting, how he put it. And maybe that's one of the... I don't know. Is that one of the blind spots of country music? I know that country music does really dig into the tragedies of alcohol, but it tends to kind of keep it light. Like, look, this is something that, hard work. You play hard, you work hard, you play hard. And alcohol is a part of that hard play. Let me know in the comments what you think. What should we investigate next from this dope lyricist who is Brad Paisley? Talk to me, please.